9 years. No, we're up to
Come
40
on.
something actually.
Oh, sorry.
44.
44 saves.
subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Got 4 of them in the room right now.
Spotify, if you're listening.
I think I've got 2 accounts, yeah.
Spotify, if you're listening, I'll take just a mil, just a cheeky little milk.
Mate, I'll take a couple grand.
Yeah, you would, because you just use it for spending money on your trips.
Yeah, come on.
We've got to think long term.
Investments.
100 mil, I can't even comprehend what that must have like. Just imagine getting that offer.
I think that's why they
Imagine
moved
seeing
into
it in your
Texas
bank
as well.
account.
Imagine seeing it. It'd be like Breaking Bad when he walks into the storage unit and there's like a table this big, but it's just money.
Yeah.
That's 80 mil there.
Wicked series. That is like,
Yeah, number 1.
I haven't seen Breaking Bad.
I could
Isn't
probably
it?
watch it again. It's
haven't
been a
seen
long
it.
time since I've seen it. Quality.
Guy in it called Jesse Pinkman. He just makes the whole series for me. He's like a drug addict at the beginning, like sells meth and all that, and then he becomes partners with this old guy.
Yeah.
But the way his character is, he's just such a lovable character. And
He's
like,
not all the way that you
Nah.
hate him at the beginning. The way the journey goes, it's like he's annoying, and
Yeah.
he just causes just waves, and in the wrong sort of format. He's just a liability, isn't he? But then he becomes a lovable liability. Then he actually becomes the genuine one, the one with a heart, and actually wants to do good. And it's like you've seen him go on this massive journey.
That's what makes you watch it, though.
Wicked
Isn't it?
film, film series, like How many years old is that now?
it's got to be
Old.
2012, 2012, that sort of time.
Time.
It's time. Is it time?
It
Back
is-
in the
it's
room.
going,
He's
it's
enjoying
going.
it.
In the room. Welcome back. I thought we was doing one word each.
Well, you done
me.
2 words straight
All
away.
right, sorry.
I was there for the
Ruined it.
back.
Welcome
Back
2,
Another
episode.
of
here to listen.
podcast?
No, see, the rules are if you clash, you've got to start from the beginning. It's like the name game. Come on, rewind.
I thought that was pretty good.
That
Man.
was pretty good.
Yeah, you threw me with the
That's
whole
a good
Hear2Listen.
try.
That is
good
one
try.
word.
We
You had no
started,
idea what was going on
we
either.
started going into the R3CPO, whatever it's called. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but we started going into that robot link.
C3PO.
C3PO, that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, sorry, it's that Neuralink I keep talking about. Just on a serious note, I know we're not going to spend the whole pod. We're meant to be having a little catch up on that, but just quick question: like, who is up for it?
Who's up for what?
The Neuralink when it comes out.
I definitely do not know enough about it to say for definite, especially recorded, that I'm up for it.
If you listen back to the last,
You get one
episode,
delivered to your house.
Yeah, literally. I don't know.
delivered to the back of your neck.
yeah, that's how you don't choose.
I
No,
haven't
but this
listened
is
to it yet.
apparently there's going to be a choice, and I was very much. I've
Is
said
there
it on
though?
previous pods. I'm like, I'm against this. I don't like it. I'm social dilemma, all that sort of stuff. But the more I watch, the more of not even research, but the more stuff that's been chucked my way through suggested feeds and stuff.
Through what?
Through suggested feeds.
Yeah, which is through the social
Yeah, I was
dilemma.
going to say,
It
isn't that the
it is,
problem?
but the reason I've gone full circle is, and like, I don't know about you, like, right, this is my own personal experience, but as a kid, I laid there many a nights praying to a God that I didn't even know if was real, and I used to pray for long, happy life, but actual to live forever was one of the things I used to wish for as a kid. I'm talking like pre-teens, like 8, 9, I used to get quite emotional, quite upset about the thought of death and all this sort of stuff. And I remember many a times thinking, oh, I wish me, my family, like, please let us live forever. Let there be something like a drug or something that can make, like, who would actually want that? I don't actually want to live forever, but at the same time, I want to live to see what's going to come next. And if this is joining AI and becoming part of the Neuralink system with Elon Musk, man, to be superhuman, right? I'm not going to say no. If there's people out there getting opportunities to do it and they're running they're ahead of the game.
I feel
We'd be mad not
like
to.
your recommended YouTube searches have now converted you.
Yeah.
So this is the power of the
I
social
will be your
dilemma.
guinea pig, right? Bring it here. I'll
No,
have
but
it.
let's just take it back 2 weeks ago. We're in a room, in the seats that we're sitting now. Maybe you were sitting over
was
there.
over there, actually, yeah.
You were going, yeah, social media is this. Me and my family ain't going to go on it for 2 weeks straight. Blackout, blah, blah, blah. It's ruining the nation. I was on board, yeah. And I still sort of am on board of what that was saying. But now, like you say, you've come full circle and you don't just want to have this phone in front of your face. You actually want it plugged into your brain.
I'm not going to be on
so
social
you can see
media.
it. But you don't get a choice in
You
that.
are going to be social media.
Alright.
I will
That'll
be
be
social
it,
media.
yeah.
Alright, so
They'll be monitoring what you're looking at all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Max, imagine this. Rather than you picking up your phone, you normally pick up your phone for a good reason. You normally pick it up to check your emails, to do something. But once you've done tasks that you've done, you always end up on social media. So let's say you're sitting there, you do what you want to do in your brain. You know, you do some quick research, find out what stock's going up in the market, you find out the stock.
You're talking to me. I don't give a crap about the stocks.
You will do when you know everything. But you go on there to edit a video, And then you accidentally just go on social media in your brain because it's all inside there. And now you're just scrolling through social
And
media.
how do you get out when it's in your brain?
Yeah, you're
That's
sitting
what I
there,
mean. I
eyes
don't-
are looking up.
There's a lot of questions. There needs to be a lot of questions asked. What I'm saying is, if the studies and if what Elon is saying is true, so, and this is why I don't believe it's ever going to be open to Joe public, to every Tom, Dick and Harry, is because he's saying any form of mental health disorder it will solve. Like, because the brain, it's all to do with stuff in the brain, right? So listen, right? So Jay-Z, for example, shout out Jay-Z, got no use of his lower body, right? After years or months, I don't know how long they said, they can actually train muscle groups to be able to work again. So people that couldn't walk will be able to walk again. So basically, if they're on about curing diseases, mental health disorders, and sort of like life-changing disabilities, that's going to prolong life, which, let's be honest, I think I don't want to be that conspiracy, but that's not what the world needs, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough space as it is. We need to downpopulate. So
Yeah.
So you
it
say
just all
mental health,
contradicts
yeah?
itself.
Let's imagine everyone got it, and then now no one has bad mental health just because of this thing. What if that stops you from feeling altogether?
Yeah, it's true.
It definitely would.
So like then
And
then you're not actually getting a normal human experience. You're just
Leon will be
Robot.
the guinea pig. I'll go second.
Robot.
He can be the guinea pig. Also, what's stopping someone? And this is one of his fears. What's stopping someone? You know, like how Russia took over or planted seeds and manipulated the election and all that sort of stuff.
Protests.
Once everyone's getting
Apparently.
apparently once everyone's got this, what's stopping someone just hitting a switch and then taking control of everyone's mind?
Like I said before, SpongeBob. Anyone seen the SpongeBob movie?
Yes, with the
chump buckets on their heads.
Yeah.
They give you this thing saying, oh yeah, get a chump bucket. And then bang, they're over your face. Don't know what's going on. You're building statues for plankton.
Is anyone also Black Mirror? Same thing that we're talking about, but Black Mirrors. Have you seen the episode where they've got that, where they've got the actual AI in their head? Have you seen that episode?
I don't know.
I've
something
watched
like
a
that.
different
And the guy's having an argument with
guy
his
at the minute.
missus, and he keeps going back, or he thinks she's cheating or something. So he's got this little fob in his hand, and he'll like slide it. So
Oh,
his
yeah.
eyes
Oh
go-
yes, I have seen that
Has
one.
and he
seen
keeps
it.
Yeah.
replaying something, and
Yeah.
that would cause insane.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
cause anyone to
Yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
insane, or commit murder. One of the two. So it's going to be. It's a lot
That
of
would be
questions to
mad.
asked.
Being able like that is one thing that I would want it for. Although it's scary, being able to visit your memories and make it as vivid as they are,
Yeah.
like it feels like you're there. That'd be mad.
There's definitely some cool things that you've talked about. Like, obviously, it would be great to be able to cure people of some major illnesses that they've got, or disabilities. So there's definitely some positives.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need the full AI, let's turn people
but
into
you
robots
can't-
experience, but you can't have one without the
Can't
other.
have
Nah, that's what they're saying. And
You're
if it's
either all
true
in
what
or
they're
you're not.
saying, the genie's out. So we ain't really got a choice. We have got a choice, but it's whether or not we want to be left behind, or we want to have
yeah,
our
but is it
consciousness.
getting left behind?
It
No,
would be though.
potentially.
In everyday work. So let's
Yeah,
say you go for a
I-
job,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
done
yeah,
out
yeah.
here. You got Neuralink? Nah. All right, we need you to have Neuralink because we need
Next,
you to do
yeah.
your processes like instantly.
What would happen
if
with
that is the
education
case,
though? Like, 'cause
poor
you-
people ain't getting them first.
No. That's what Elon said. It's always gonna be open to the rich first, and it's gonna be like a hell of money, a lot of money.
But that's what I mean. But they're just going to get more money from it.
That's
like-
what Joe said. Joe said that, but then people are going to have 5 years ahead of the average person. So that's not fair. But he said, well, in life, there needs to
fair.
be that
Life isn't
difference
fair, yeah.
in wealth and.
Well,
and
Elon, of
exposure.
course, he says that because he's on the top side. He's benefiting from all the poor people, and he
I
has
think
done
he's
since
got
he was
it.
born.
He even
Like
says
we
at the end
have.
of one of his fingers, he's like, "How do you know I haven't got it now?" But I told you, after that first podcast I ever see of him, he sits there, he answers a question, and you look up, and his eyes start twitching side to side.
That's
And I'm
just
like,
him, though, isn't it? I think
Is
that's
it though?
Well,
Yeah, that's
it is a
just
bit weird.
him.
No, it's scientifically proven that some people look up to either left or right when thinking of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, all those with Neuralink, Adam.
Yeah. I could see him getting one of
Anyway, how is everyone?
Yes.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go around. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go first this time because last time this question got asked and I was the one that asked it. It didn't come back round to me.
to you. I
Adam
noticed
was
that.
like, guys, we left you out, man. I was like, that's all right. Happens all the time, mate.
Go on, Em.
Oh, it's all right.
How are you?
I was waiting for what. I'm good.
I don't know which one
I'm
that is.
really good.
No, no one knows.
Glad to be here, actually. And it's been an eventful week. We've got 3 pods going on this week. This will be one of 3.
This is
This
A very
could
spontaneous
Yeah,
one,
this
that.
one's a spontaneous one. This could be one of 4, but
One of
it
4.
depends. It depends when Steph gets back in the office to do the food pod. We're hoping to do a food pod.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here, and I think I can speak for myself, but I think I'm speaking for the team as well. We've had a wicked week, and we've got a wicked couple of weeks coming up. We're back on program, working in schools. What more do we want? It's like we've been moaning, we've been stuck doing nothing, and now we're full on. We've got a notice board in there that Emily's created, Which is just stacked out, and it's only going to get busier. And we're doing what we do best. So, happy days.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
good. We're going left to the right, to the right to the left.
Take
Right,
it easy.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'm good. Getting used to fatherhood. 4 weeks and 5 days now. Still keeping me up at night, so I have to do the night feeds and that with Kareen. But other than that, pretty good.
Say it like you have to. It's a choice. You want to do it, though, didn't you?
No, I want to do it. I like doing the night feeds. When you're doing it, like
I like doing the night feeds. I do.
I swear I do.
I love them.
Have you done it autopilot yet? So you're making a bottle. I don't know, because you've got milk already in the bottles. and stuff.
Kareen's squirted the milk
she's
out for
getting
me.
it pumped. So when it gets to the powder, because you will change over to powder. I don't know.
Eventually.
Don't know. So I think
happens. I think you have
she
to.
wants to breastfeed for 6 months. Whether she gets to that point, that's up to her.
But there will be
It's all
that
good.
change. When that happens, if she's still getting up in the nights and you do end up doing it autopilot, I guarantee this will happen. You'll just forget the amount of scoops.
Yeah.
So then if you're like me, you might try and just sort of pretend you didn't forget, and then she'll know straight away because she won't take the milk if it's not made right. And Kareen will probably know exactly what the consistency should look like, because Sarah used to come, look at the bottle and go, well, that ain't got 4 scoops in it. Like, I'm sure it did. Go and do it again. Like, so I'm making it again. For the amount of times I do it, and I just lose count. Or half asleep and you go to put the milk in and you completely miss the bottle. It's all over your hand. It's like, So you're not at that point yet.
Nah, not yet. So luckily, well, do you know what? We did use 2 bottles of formula milk at the weekend, but it's Actimel.
Actimel.
Has anyone else heard of it?
Yeah, I think
I want to say Actimel, but I think
Actimel, the little yogurt pots, you just bang.
Yeah, it could be the
one
same
there.
brand.
But
to
they're
be fair.
pre-made, so they're already in the bottles, and all you have to do is take the cap.
Take that little bit of tinfoil off
Yeah,
and
take
whack it down.
So you're just being
and
lazy.
and they have it at room temperature. Well,
Yeah.
basically, we got it for emergencies, because it's hard breastfeeding, so Kareen needed a break basically. But then we only used it once, so we still got 4 bottles left. So
Comes in handy.
good.
It's good to
Comes
have
in handy.
backup. It's always good to have backup, especially because of the current situation. You know, the supermarkets are 9 times out of 10 empty these days. Last
mate.
thing you want is for the bus
So
to drive
last
up,
night-
then you're screwed. Like,
imagine this. So last night, anyway, Kareen, my partner, she's got a massive peanut allergy. Right. The other day,
massive peanut head. People called me peanut head at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be massive,
It's
would
small,
it? It's
yeah,
small
tiny
peanut
peanut.
head.
Right, the other day was in Tesco's, and she bought some M&Ms, the caramels M&Ms. Right.
You get a random one.
Huh?
Got a random.
Well, it's got peanuts in it, right? And she ate it yesterday. As she
God.
crunched it, she spat it out straight away. Ran upstairs and was like, "It's got peanuts in it." Like, started brushing her teeth, and I was thinking, "Oh no, we're gonna have to go to hospital." And I was thinking, we're not even gonna be allowed to come in. So am I gonna have to look after the baby all night on my own? I was like, I was like, it's gonna be carnage. But luckily, she only had a little tickle in her throat, and I don't think any actual peanuts really touched her lips or anything. So she's lucky.
Mad,
Wow.
isn't it? It's
Lucky.
dangerous.
But she read the packet.
Does it say it on there?
It says peanuts in bold on the back. I was checking.
Oh, yeah.
In bold.
Yeah, but it's in bold on the back. But what's the front saying? Is it caramel?
Blue one. Don't tell me it was a blue packaging.
No, it's orange.
So it's not the usual peanut colour
Nah, it's like a
ones.
special edition.
That's what I mean. They've got to be careful, man, because all that takes is for something to happen, and then boom, they got a lawsuit on their hands.
Yeah, they don't care.
I don't know if
but
they've got
they're
it written
making-
in bold on the
yeah.
back.
On the
they've
back
no-
when it says
there's no
allergies
lawsuit.
and it says peanuts. in bold.
You shouldn't eat them if you've got a peanut allergy.
Right.
Bless her. Yeah.
Needs to be a bit more clearer. I'm voting clearer.
More clear.
Have it on the
Yeah.
front. You know, like the sign we got on the front
I was
door.
literally thinking of
Yeah,
that.
that sign we got on the front door. The whole packaging should be that. This
Be
has
aware of peanuts.
How you doing, Emily?
Yeah, I'm good. I had a little cuddle with your little one, actually.
I was
which was
like,
good.
Leon?
On Friday. not
Okay.
Leon. Yeah, which was just cute, really cute. She's perfect, actually. She was so content, actually, the whole afternoon, really content. Whereas my stepsister's just had a kid, and I went to see her, and she literally cried the whole time.
That was Mia. That was Mia.
The whole time, and screamed the house down as well. Like, it was loud. It was good. I mean, it's great because
Yeah, but you know what they say, Leon? You
Personality
can
different.
cheer now, but quiet ones at the beginning, you know, they end up being the
Yeah.
loud ones later on.
Dark horses.
so yeah, no, that was really nice. Yeah, that was it. Nothing really else going on.
I like to agree with Emily. She is perfect.
She is.
Not being biased.
That's what we do, my parents. Can't help it. Can't help it. But it's, oh man, I said to you though, didn't I? Like, enjoy these bits, like, because it just
I
goes
am,
so quick.
Yeah.
It goes so quick. Like, I don't want to put a down on it, but it actually does, because there will be times when you're like, oh, because I'd done it. Well, you may not, but I remember like Mason, for example. I was like, I just wanted to get to that age where he can start doing things. He can start walking. I can start taking him places and all this sort of stuff. And it's good. When you get there, it's good. But don't rush it. Like, don't worry about that, because you do miss. Like, when it gets to that point, you're like, I really wish I could just pick him up and give him a little cuddle. He's not, I pick him up now, I can barely get him up the stairs. Like, banging his head on the wall and on the stairs. Get to the top, I'm like...
Yeah, my dad picked him up, take him to bed.
Nearly killed him.
And I watched him do it, and he was like, oh, come on, Mason, just get up. And Mason just pretended to fall back to sleep. So my dad got under him, and he picked him up, and he was like, ugh! And then as he got to the top of the stairs, he's like, fuck, fuck. And I could hear him like thinking, he got to the top. I've done my back. He's like, why didn't I do it? I was like, why didn't you ask me? I was like, I'm sitting right here. He's like, well, I thought you'd have offered. I was like, no, I thought it was funny. I was like, watching you trying to get up the stairs with this like 12-year-old in his arms.
Oh, it's just dead weight. And the thing is, when they do sort of limp and that, it's just harder to carry, but yeah.
Yous are too nice. I'd have never got lifted up the stairs at 12. I'd have just been left where I was, carpet on the floor. Like,
yeah, I do it at home now. I do. I'll just
here's
leave
a
it because
blanket.
he'll always wake up. He wakes up every single night about between 12 and 1 o'clock to go for a wee. Yeah. And if he's sort of in a sleep sort of state still, like last night, this actually happened last night. So he walked into our bedroom. Sarah was asleep, so I'm sitting there on the laptop. I got carried away with the edit last night, so I shouldn't have been working, I know. But he come in and he was smiling, like a massive grin. And he walked in and he looked at Sarah's makeup desk area, looked like that, then looked at me and went, and then just walked out. And I was like, I looked to see if Sarah would see that. I noticed she was asleep, and I sort of started laughing. She sort of woke up. I was like, Mason's being weird again. And he went to the toilet, and as he walked past, he sort of just give a wave, and then he realised, he was fully awake at that point, he'd realised that he may have done something, but he talks in his sleep.
He got up and...
does all sorts. When he was bang on Fortnite, when he would bang on Fortnite, he'd literally get up, or he'd wake up in his sleep and be like, revive me, revive me, revive me. And then I went in there. Remember I told you?
Yeah, I knew that.
I went in there and I was like, it's all right, mate, I'll revive you. And I put my hand on his back and went, look, 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 look. And he went, thanks, Dad. He can respond in his sleep. And my brother Ben used to do it. Our older brother used to do it, but it used to freak me out when I was a kid because he was older than me. I was in the bedroom next door and he'd be talking fluently in his sleep. And then like
fluently in his what? Not fluently with the sleep.
Fluently in his sleep. Yeah, no, that's a scary thing. Who else?
I talk in my sleep.
You talk?
I don't walk. I talk though quite a lot, and people do talk to me. But Katie used to do it. My ex, and I'd be sitting there, laying there. She'd talk to me, but I'd wake up and like. She'd be trying to have this nonsense conversation, but then as I woke up, I'd be like, what are you talking about? And then she'd start laughing and like show me a video of me like talking like an idiot in my sleep. And I'm like, why are you even responding, innit? You're just waking me up and getting me annoyed because I'd wake up not knowing what was going on. I'd be like, what are you talking about? But I don't talk to me in my sleep.
To be fair, I think by the sounds of it, you were lucky that Mason didn't wee in your room because that's what normally happens, isn't it?
That's what I thought I was going to.
Yeah. That's what my brother did that to my other brother, I think.
My dad done that. When I was like 13 years old, he come in from the pub and weed all over my advent calendar 4 days before Christmas.
Yes, Kev.
And he done it at the top of the stairs the same night.
Why?
Wow.
What is it?
Why
Like,
do you
I
do
can't even
that?
sit here and say that I've not done it. I literally done it when Mason was about 2 years old. No, 1 year old, because we were still at my dad's at the time, living in the garage conversion. And I don't remember it, but all I got told the next day by Sarah and my dad is that I was standing above my dad's computer. I had my hand on his desk, one hand on obviously, holding the thing.
Draining the snake.
Just weeing over the PC keyboard.
Over the
What was on the side? My dad's passport, all his paperwork.
Oh, no.
I genuinely do not remember doing it. And apparently Sarah woke me up whilst I was doing it. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And apparently I banged her and said, we're going for a wee and I. Don't remember it. Like, genuinely do not remember it.
Yeah,
I've never felt so
on the
embarrassed
computer,
in
bruv.
my life. But I remember my dad doing it when I was a kid. I heard like a waterfall sounding. Like, when you hear water hitting carpet, it makes that sound, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Running
And
down your face.
Walked to the top of the stairs. Walked to the bottom of the stairs. And my dad was just at the top of the stairs, just peeing down the stairs.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing, Dad? And
See, that's dangerous because imagine falling down there after or something.
man. I don't.
Yeah, especially after you'd be covered.
Yeah.
Grim.
What about you, Jack, then? How are you, mate?
He's done that.
Are you done?
Did he do
No.
yours?
Thank you two.
Supposed to be brothers.
for noticing. And it was supposed to be brother. You don't even care what I'm doing.
I'm sure he went. No, Leon went first, then we went to Emily. I do apologise.
Thanks, man.
I'm sorry, yeah.
I'm doing good. Another good day at the office, but Got to tell everyone. Got a bad neck.
Oh,
You've got a bad neck.
Got a bad neck.
Do you not go to that place that they all
Yeah,
end up going
I
to? Your
didn't
mum
go.
goes to.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
that?
go last week because I missed my
Right.
appointment. I felt bad. I didn't get hold of him. I called him out this week. I'm booked in for Thursday morning. But I slept funny last night, and now my neck is just done. It's just done. I can't. The reason I'm sitting in this chair, normally over that side, but I can't look any more to the left than this. Really.
Look at the camera, Jack.
That's
yeah,
it.
I heard that click.
Yeah, I can hear it
There you
click. Nah. Yeah, I'm not. That's what he's gonna do.
good.
I was thinking you're trying to make me hurt it.
I thought he was going to say he had a bad neck from the drama that we had at the weekend. I thought he was going to tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. That's sad. About your table.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh, like a knife in
I was
the
thinking,
chest.
what madness
went
at the
wrong?
weekend? Yeah, no. I listened to my dad, and it all went wrong.
That's not to say that listening to your dad will always mean things go wrong.
No, but
ladies and
for me,
gents.
it happens all the
This
time.
time.
Especially when he
If
wheezes
you
in your
listen to
room.
Kev, if you listen to Kev, it all goes wrong. Basically, I had a whiteboard. I stuck epoxy resin and a bit of wood to the whiteboard, and then when I pulled it off, it ripped the whole of the whiteboard off as well, like a table-shaped hole out of the whiteboard, just gone. So now I've got a whiteboard on the back of my table that I've had to use an electric planer to plane off, like, what was it, 7 mil?
Yeah, what's that stuff in there? Carmichael or something?
Yeah.
that material.
Yeah, the white stuff is
like got
so
metal
slippy.
Paint or something in it. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what
weird.
it is, but
It's weird, but yeah, it was a nightmare. Now,
Is it sorted now?
there's a mill of micro light or whatever it is. Yeah, there's a mill of it over the table. I've just got to go over it with a router and a sled. Just go all the way.
just for
across.
those that don't really know what is it
Epoxy.
epoxy resin is. So he's got this. It's a nice bit of hand cut tree trunk wood. What sort of wood is it?
Waney wood.
I
Waney
think the
Oh,
best thing to do,
elm.
boys, do
Get a
the
picture.
Point it
Well,
out.
Come
this
on.
is what it should look like.
Yeah,
This is what it
yeah.
should look like.
This is what
And
it
this
does
is what
look like.
It does look like at the minute.
Nah, joking. We haven't got a picture because it's so bad. I didn't want to take a picture of it.
It would have been comedy gold though. It was that
The
moment though,
gatekeeper.
right? So bearing in mind, this has been. We went up there last week, and Jack poured and mixed all this like 150 quid's worth of resin into the centre of these two pieces of wood that's all racked out with wood, so it won't spill anywhere. So a lot of material, and when it's finished, it's potentially anything from like £1,000 to £5,000 they can sell for. So there's a lot of money
Really
you're talking
nice.
about, and then to see that prize off. So we first got there was a bit of resin on the whiteboard, and I went in straight away and just peeled it off. And he was like, sick. Kev was like, yes, it comes off easy, nice. And I was bending this bit of resin around, rah, rah, and then we start peeling it off. So they're going around the edge with like a chisel, donk, 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 all the way around the edge just to loosen it. So then we can just bang it off or whatever. And I was looking at the whiteboard, and Barry, this guy, was doing it with a chisel. And I thought, oh, he's going to ruin that whiteboard. We're going to want to use that again. Like, he's going to put a hole in it at this rate because he was at an angle. And I thought, you've got to be flat.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and then my dad was like, do you know what, I'll lean on it. We'll see if we can bend the whiteboard so it peels it off.
Yeah.
So he leant on it and it cracked the whiteboard. And I was like, what are you doing? I was like, again, we want to use this whiteboard next time. Like, we paid money for it. Like, it's huge. We could use it again. He's like, yeah.
that moment when they lifted up and then you just looked down and the whiteboard just had the same size hole as the table in it. It was like something out of a movie. It was like that whop, whop, whop.
The worst thing was, my brain just didn't compute what had happened. I thought it just ripped the white layer off, and only a bit of MDF off with it. So I peeled it off, with bearing in mind I had a bit of marine ply underneath it. So I thought it just ripped the top layer off. But then when we lifted it up, I realised it was a hole, and I was just like, no. Like, we've actually got to get rid of that much, and we did, didn't we? It was like the whole thing.
It was the whole day. It was about 4 or 5 hours to rectify a mistake. It is something that we'll learn moving forward, and I'll not to do it again. But yeah, 4 or 5 hours of just sanding, scraping, and planing a surface like, it's
Over and over.
actually mind-boggling.
Imagine going over this. And then going over that, like, what, 30 times a piece?
Yeah, it just
Sounds
to get
like
down
good
and we're still
workout,
down.
eh?
Yeah,
It was. That's why my
it
neck's
definitely took a few years off her life, all that dust and stuff
Yeah.
breathing in.
Yeah,
So your next what?
messed up. Just said it real quick.
So why did it go so bad? Like what?
Okay, so
Why is
I
the
ordered
resin
some
not
tape.
sticky?
No, epoxy resin seriously sticky, nasty
Is that the
stuff.
issue?
Yeah, if you put your hand in the epoxy resin, it's stuck. Like
Right.
it's you're not getting it out. But the idea was this whiteboard material is
Yeah,
meant to be
yeah,
shiny
it's nice.
and it comes
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Good
My
choice,
dad
I'd
sold it
thought.
to me. Yeah, he sold it to me. Like, trust me, nothing will stick to this.
But
And I
It's gotta
got
be metal, I think.
mold release.
That's
Sprayed
it.
mold
So it had
release all
sprayed
over
mold
it,
release on it as well.
and it's still stuck.
Yeah,
What are you going to do different? Like, what is there a better way?
Yes.
That's
So
the key.
there's stuff called tuck tape, and I've already purchased it. I ordered 2 rolls.
Oh.
It cost me 50 quid to get
And you
these
didn't use it.
because my dad said that this would be better. So next time, the marine ply that was underneath the whiteboard, I'm literally just going to cover it in tape, the whole thing, and then it won't stick to that.
Okay.
And
I've
I
got
know
one
it
other
won't.
solution which I found in the shed when I was sorting out the
Famous
shed
last
yesterday. Is the you know, your dad said about the.
Oh,
big
don't,
blue
if you're going to say something about my dad
No,
saying,
no,
I'm not
no,
going to
it's the
listen to what
same
you've got to
tape.
say.
It's basically it's a massive
yeah,
roll of
no,
tape. So when
yeah,
I was
did you find it?
plastering back in the day, you used to get this big roll of tape. You might see carpet fitters use it and stuff, or painters and decorators. So you roll it out on the carpet and it sticks to it. And by the time you peel it up at the end of the job, you actually leave the carpet cleaner than what it was when you first entered the job.
Okay.
So it's really, really sticky. It's designed for carpets or for laminate floors or whatever. But you wrapped that. If you wrap that in that, it's the same material as the tape, so that should work. But I don't want to go, look, use that. That's going
Yeah.
to work.
No,
And
that's
then-
what I said. We'll mix some
Don't
up.
do it, Max.
But the thing
No,
is,
we're gonna mix
all
them
you
up
would be
and
left
test it.
with is the bit of blue, though. Worst case scenario, if we had a bit of cloth or a bit of tape that had stuck to it, that's not even a mil, so that would take
Yeah. Whereas
seconds
you
to
had to
plane it.
take off a full whiteboard.
It's about an
thickness.
inch. It's about
Yeah.
an inch of like whiteboard with 2 layers of Carmichael, whatever it's called. I don't even know
With
what it is.
2 thick bits of MDF and then on the middle chipboard. So it's like loads of different layers, weren't it?
Soul destroying. I've done my
Yeah, I
first
bet.
day's plastering after 4 years as well that day. Sam wanted her hallway done.
Yeah.
So I
That was-
regrettably, not regrettably, I did at the time. I didn't. It's one of the things you say you'll do about a month prior, and then when it comes to it, it's like, why did I agree to get my plastering tools back out again? But me and Kev done that, and so
Blitzed it, didn't ya?
blitzed it in like 3 hours, 2.5 hours. 3
Don't tell
hours.
people that because they'll be like, why are they charging me for 2 days for hall stairs and landing when they can do it in one?
Well, I didn't charge a penny. We done it for free.
But my dad's,
She
you know,
put
he's got
50 quid in my
customers.
bank though. I didn't want it. I said to Sam, and to be fair, I'm so happy she did because I was skint. But she's like, she sent me a message, I've just put 50 quid in your bank. Like, I would like to put more in, but just to say a little thank you. And I was like, no, don't be stupid, don't be stupid. Then I went to have a look. I was like, well, that's
And you
the
got
only-
£30
that's
left.
the
You're
only
like,
thing
whoa.
I've got. I'm going to keep quiet. Cheers, Sam. But no, that nearly killed me. But to know that I haven't done a trade, we was talking to Sean on the last podcast about changing paths and careers and all that sort of stuff. We spoke about it many a times. I genuinely thought I'd lost the ability to plaster. But actually, it nearly killed me. I was well out of shape and out of breath and stuff. But to know that I can actually pick up my trowel and earn a living still if I wanted to, that was wicked, man. Am I keeping you away?
Sorry, mate. That was a big yawn.
I know plastering's not the best subjects we're talking about, but there's many spreads out there that have been interested in that. But Max picked up the trowel again. Yes, Dommy Pedder, I did.
Dummy
Dommy
pedder.
Pedder, the muck spreader. Anyway, where's this pod going? Because
I don't know so far.
we're meant to be working. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Well, how far are we
This
in?
is work.
This is
25
light work.
minutes. or so.
25 minutes.
Nice.
It's all right. We've been going, 5 minutes before?
So we were going to talk about some current affairs.
Well, actually, no, I wanted to get back to Leon. I thought you was going to bring it up, but
Go on.
we talked about you quitting social media.
Oh,
And
yes.
I thought we'd get back to
we
you.
never got back to her, did we?
Yeah, what
Well,
happened?
that was like 2 pods ago, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
remember seeing that when I was editing. It's like, we definitely didn't go back to that.
So when we did our social dilemma pod, got quite a lot of views, isn't it? That one?
Yeah, I think we're on like 80 something. It's not as much as
Average.
Meg's Glitterbox, so is it? Meg and her Glitterbox with a 220 views. Go on, Meg! Shout out, Meg. And Nono Joe's creeping up in the background. There. I think he's on like nearly 200 now, so it's definitely going to be
They
like...
better start posting it again, aren't they? You know, a race for the views.
So anyway, on that day, I decided I was going to go a whole week like social media blackout, which I succeeded in.
Wow.
So that was no Facebook.
Round
no
of applause,
Instagram.
ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
Right?
Yes.
That is
It's good.
impressive,
It's
though.
good.
That
I wanna
is
see evidence,
really
though.
impressive. Yay!
The right one as well.
I can get the screen time. It has creeped up a little bit though since a few weeks ago. So screen time came down by 2 hours per day within a week.
That's mad, isn't it?
So like now I've sort of calculated that as that's 2 hours extra I can sort of spend with my daughter and actually being
Yeah, what a nice thought.
present in the room and stuff. But yeah, and then the week after.
How was it? No, let's go back to
Yeah.
how like,
Yeah, how
was
did
it
you feel?
easy? Was it, did you get any urges? Did you increase the
100%.
limit on some of them?
Well, I didn't go on it.
Oh, you didn't go
It
on
was
it?
a full like.
No, that was what I done.
What,
We'll
nothing?
come to mine.
So what did you use your phone for? Just as the basic? The
Yeah, so
basic
if I'd
calls, text?
have had a limit on it,
You'd-
I would have increased the limit. So the thing was, if I can just not have it, and then after a week, I can then start reintroducing it back into my life and actually have more of a control on what I'm doing with my time. So the first few days, obviously, every time I pick my phone up, open it up. So what I had to do, because like automatically my thumb would just open up Instagram or Facebook without even me thinking. So I had to move Facebook and Instagram to the back of like
nice
so on your
Onto
Apple,
the last
yeah,
screen.
yeah,
So,
Wow.
so now
That's
they're in a folder at the back. So if I want to go on them, I have to actively go and sort of look. It's not just a habit. So it did catch me out once in the morning. So I've opened it up, and then if you swipe to the left, it's got suggested apps. So apps that it suggesting for you.
And they were popping up for you all over the place.
And in my head, it just saw Instagram. It just clicked on it, but straight away, as soon as it opened, I just got rid of it. And then, but yeah, the week 2, I managed to sort of slowly start looking at it again. But now, 8 p.m, I don't go on Instagram or Facebook anymore at all.
nice.
It's less of a habit. So it only took a week to shift the habit off. Like, so now I'm not constantly opening it. So now I'm still.
Didn't they say it's like only 2 weeks or 3 weeks to
21
actually break,
days.
21 to break an
20,
addiction
21
or
days.
something?
But I feel
I
like
don't know.
And that was
Yeah,
it
changed.
addiction?
I thought it
Twen-
was 60. 60
It's
days.
21 days to break a habit, not an addiction.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
habit.
Okay.
So whether just having that week break, but just getting off it completely.
Was
the
that
best
you
thing.
on your own? Did Crean get
I
involved?
tried
or
to,
something?
but she
hard,
didn't
innit?
watch it. So
I'm battling the whole family at a minute because I.
But-
tried
And to be
something
fair,
similar.
He's
No.
back on your side.
No,
Look,
no, no,
I'm
no.
battling the whole
No, no, no,
family.
we've-
I want Neuralink in my brain.
Yeah, but again, I'll go back to that in a second. But I'm on about decreasing our time on it, like Leon is. It's not about getting rid of it because we can't get rid of it. We're in a society where you can't. It's here. But listen, even with the Neuralink, if I was going to have that, it doesn't mean I'm going to be on social media all the time, right? So where I'm saying battling the family, I said to you, like, 7:30 cut-off point, right? That worked for 3 days, 4 days, wicked.
Yeah,
Really,
that worked
really
so
good.
well that you didn't message me back when I needed you to.
I know. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on the 7:30 curfew.
Because
Yeah.
again, because I was with them
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time,
yeah. You
I
gotta
did
do
hear
it.
it, but I couldn't then go and get it.
Yeah.
So I done it, but then now we just in our own rooms now, and I'll call at 5:30. I'll be like, not calling the phone. I'll be like, right, you got 5 minutes. It's 25 past. 5 minutes left of technology. He can still play if he's playing the game. I don't mind him playing that, but I mean his phone, social media apps, and I just want to get him to put it down and not wake up in the morning straight away. So I banned them using it in the morning as well. They've got to be fully dressed, had their breakfast, hair done, teeth done before that phone gets picked up.
Yeah, that's
Don't need
good.
it.
That is good.
But I'm battling Sarah, Mason, and Mia. And when we went to the chiropractor, he was definitely. He's on our wavelength. 100%.
We're getting him on. For you guys
He's
don't
gonna
know,
be
the
a guest.
guru.
He's a
Oh
guru.
We're going to
my
get him
God.
on because he knows his
He's
stuff.
coming on. He's definitely on our wavelength.
I definitely imagine him wearing like sandals and like
Yes.
a cloak.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
probably a staff of some description
Yes.
that he bangs on the floor.
A staff that he bangs on your neck.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he does. And he does it when he asks you questions. He's talking to you. You're laying face down on a bed, and he's like, so how you been? And I'm like, yeah, well, actually, doosh, doosh, doosh. And this metal, like, gun thing, this
Yeah.
metal ball on the end, just like, straight into the back. I don't know what that does, but what I have seen, again, I haven't spoke about it, but it's weird that I see a boxing, or it was a UFC video come up on YouTube. You know, when they go into the corners and the ring side, the sidemen or whatever it is, come and give
Yeah,
them some
they do that.
Vaseline. They get that gun and do it
Yeah.
on their eyebrows and where they've been hit. So it must push, I don't know, veins or
Nah, I don't know
it's
about the
moving
face.
trying to release the fluids.
fluids.
and
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Because
Makes
you're
sense.
whacking it and you're out like bang, bang.
stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I said to him, I said that he asked about social media and what we think of current situations, and we did get onto AI and all that sort of stuff. So they're very much like where this
The preacher.
podcast's been. He was talking about it. No, he asked me.
Yeah.
He said it goes. I'll tell you what he said. It goes, and this is my opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of the company. But he said to me, "So what do you think of the current situation?" I'm not even going to say it. I can't even say it. I'm trying to think of a way to say it that's not going to make me look like a conspiracy head, and actually that no, I can't say it. But I told him my opinion, and he was like, "I fully agree." Fully agree. So that's how we got onto the subject. But then when it comes to the social media and stuff and technology and, you know, the dark side of it, and he was saying about decreasing it, it can work wonders. I was like, well, have a word with this one. I pointed to Sarah. I was like, because I'm battling 3 kids in this argument. It's not just my 2 kids. This is the 3rd kid I'm battling because she is with the kids. We had a massive, well, not massive, but so this was last Thursday. So we had 3 days, really, really good. 7:30 come, cut it off. Mason had a habit last week of coming down at 7:30, just after, and going, can we play a game together? And I'm like, yeah, it's wicked, let's play a game. Board game thinking. He's like, can we play Among Us? It's on the phone. I was like, no, we can't, because that's on the phone. I was like, if you come down at
so you
7,
tried it.
if you come down at 7, we can play it for half hour. If you come down at 6, we can play it for an hour and a half. I was like, but we're not doing it. He tried that 3 days running. And
Have
I'm
you
like,
played
mate,
it?
I was like, it's getting boring, you coming down and asking. I was like, if you can't drag yourself off that seat and get away from your computer before 7:30 comes. Don't come down and try to play it. Well, on the Thursday, we was going to play a board game. I got Tip It Out, you know, the 1960s or whatever.
Classic, mate.
Wicked game. I got it from a boot sale. You just have got this balancing gymnast on these little things. And you got to take the weights off, spin it, take a weight off. Nice and easy. And no, not interested. They wanted to play Among Us. And then I had Sarah, Mason and Mia all going, let's just play it just for half hour. So I said, no, if you want to play it, play it. So I went out, made a coffee, went outside to chill out. And when I come back in, I thought, oh, sweet. They didn't play it. But they did. They made a pact not to tell me. They had one quick game. Couldn't believe it. So that to me, right, that's a parent there
That's defiance.
that's a parent getting involved and going, oh yeah, that's a bit out of order. So
And
it did
That's,
really annoy me.
that does go back to that sort of addiction thing, doesn't it? Where you actually have to hide it from your family or from somebody who you care about. They care about you, but they had to hide it from you. They felt like they had to hide it from you.
Took 2 days for him to actually come out and tell me. Because when I come in, we actually played the game, Tip It game, we was playing all the board games. But apparently what happened is when they heard the door go, the front door, because I went out the front, if I went out the back, they wouldn't have got away with it. They wouldn't have done it. I don't think they'd have risked it. But because I went out the front, they were in the living room. It's the other end of the house. And apparently the door shut. And Sarah said, Mason, like, literally freaked. And his hand went like that. And his phone went up in the air. He was, like, trying to catch his phone. Sarah chucked hers on the sofa. Oh, my God. And Mia sat there going... It was like, Mia. Up until the second that I was just about to come in, then she put it down. Now, that's another sign of addiction. She didn't even know what was going on because she was just warped in this game. So, again, it's a battle. When you're not just doing it for yourself. Like, at the minute, you're only doing it for yourself. So it's easy. So it's a struggle, man.
I tried to do it for myself.
Did you do it?
How did you get on? Because you didn't do the same, did you? You didn't do a blackout.
I put 15 minutes on each of the apps. But I really struggled because
15
Snapchat,
minutes a day?
Yeah.
That's a hard.
So, yeah, but I didn't want to go on it. I wanted to do what Leon done, but I use Facebook. No, basically, I wanted to see everything my friends tagged me in, and I wanted to see the messages they sent me, but I didn't want to go on it and freely scroll, which I managed to do for like a week. But slowly but surely, I find myself just sitting there.
AI gets you.
Bored. Like, I'm at home bored,
yeah.
like not doing anything. Like, I've started reading a book again, which has stopped me going on it. But I'd just sit there and I'd be like, I'd go on it, open it up, click on an app. Before I know it, I'm clicking on stories and looking at the people that I've known for like 10 years, people that I haven't even met for 5 years, going out to lunch and doing this and doing that. And I realised, I'm like, why am I looking at these photos for no reason? And I've just spent 15 minutes of my life looking at pictures.
Just think how easy it will be when you've got the link. You won't have to do that. You can just look at them.
Do that. I know. just daydream into the distance, just staring. Yeah. But I have consciously made a decision not to be on it as much as I was. I reckon I spend about an hour a day on my phone actually on it, which is better than free.
I actually still haven't watched The Social Dilemma. I'm waiting for housemate people to watch it.
You need to watch it.
If they don't get on with it soon, then I'm just going to watch it without you, just saying. Also, but after hearing what you guys were talking about and stuff, I thought, okay, this is weird. And are you still listening?
Are they actually doing this right now? What's going on?
I'm just getting...
No, you were getting your stats up.
Yeah,
I could
my
see,
stats
to be
up.
fair. Oh, you both were. So that's good. It's really good. But it
So
made
2 hours a day.
It made me conscious of, I think I do that. And it really made me think about it. And I think I took one of the pieces of advice that you'd said, which was to turn notifications off. And
That's the best one.
I've done that on literally everything, absolutely everything except WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is the only way I message people. I don't use text or whatever. So other than WhatsApp, that's it. And I did find myself going on it so much less, like ridiculously so much less. I probably can check it on my phone, but I haven't bothered.
Yeah,
it's because you don't get those dings. Ding.
Yeah, it has made a massive difference. But then I do miss things as well. Like, it does take all day before I realise, oh crap, I haven't looked at Facebook today. Like, I need to check it.
Notifications.
But what did you say?
Yeah.
No, you said.
What did I say? But I missed things.
Need to check it.
Yeah, I needed to check it.
I need to check it.
I missed something.
You don't need it. You want it.
When you said I missed something that I thought, but what did you miss?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I probably didn't miss anything massively, but...
Oh, but you still feel like you're missing out. You got
FOMO. I know that from Leon.
That's exactly what it is. That is what it is. Definitely.
So I missed, I don't know if you know any rappers, but Stormzy versus Chip, or Chip was sending
Stormzy ain't said nothing, is he?
He ain't said nothing,
You ain't
mate.
missed nothing then, mate. I've been waiting for days for this
Obviously,
reply.
like, a day had gone and I didn't know until the morning. I was thinking, I'm normally so up to date with that. And I was like, did I miss it? Or did I just hear it in time? Like, is it okay that I just heard it the next day?
You don't have to be the first one. You don't have to know it on the
matter.
day.
It doesn't
Yeah,
It
matter.
doesn't matter. But what does matter is the fact that he hasn't replied yet. Like,
Yeah, that does matter.
do you think this is all? I know this happens in music scene, in wrestling, in UFC.
Yeah, I love how you're comparing this to wrestling.
No.
Back when Rey Mysterio
No,
was coming up against John Cena.
You get that. What do they call it? The words to create the
Fake beef.
Yeah, there's a word for it in there. What's the word for it? Basically, for fake beef. You know, when they run up to a boxing fight and all that sort of stuff. It begins with H. I'm sure.
Hype.
No, that'd work. But there's always that chance of it being pre-calculated, like and designed and planned and all that sort of stuff. And they probably had a meeting beforehand. I'm not saying they did, but there's a chance that they could have said, right, look, we need to blow up the social media thing. We need to get this on. So what's going to cause waves? Chip and Stormzy, man.
Yeah.
It could be done. It could be planned. But who thinks it's real? Who thinks it's legit?
Thing is, Chips, I feel like this is what he's like. Like, he's battled everyone almost in like the grime scene. He's not signed to a label, so like I feel like he's just doing it just
For promotion.
He's got thing is like, I think where he's coming from, Stormzy's come in. He's like blown up out of the grime scene, so now he's known worldwide. And now he calls himself the king.
Yeah, the GOAT.
But all the people in grime scene, there's some people that have to be nice to him, because obviously if they can get a song with him, they're gonna be on, like, they get exposure to loads of different fans. But then other people like Chip, who's been in it for like 10, 15 years.
I remember his first track, like in school.
Yeah, oops,
Middle school.
daisy, or something like that, or Chip
Mad.
Diddy Chip.
Chip Diddy shit.
Or like someone that's been in like the grime scene for like 10 years, saying, hang on a minute, how are you a king?
You better not be talking about Wiley.
No, I'm not talking about Wiley. I'm talking about Chip.
Oh, okay.
Didn't even bring Wiley.
Wiley's doing my editing only because. And I
Yeah,
believe-
no,
but
that's why I wanted to bring him in.
Every day, right? And the thing is, it's the thumbnails that really annoy me, because the thumbnail makes it look like a really interesting video. Like Wiley's in a studio or he's saying something, and it's like it might even be a diss track or something. And then it opens up the video. It's only like a minute long, 2 minutes long, and this is like every day.
But is this Wiley's fault, or
No.
is this the people that are posting him?
No, this is Wiley. Wiley's
he
posting.
can't post.
What do you mean?
He's banned off YouTube, Instagram. He's banned off every platform.
No, but they're taking his.
Yeah.
his
People are
thingies.
putting him in places.
Yeah,
but
so
that's
it's
not
him.
his fault.
No,
Yeah.
but it's him recording it, though, isn't it?
So they're
I'm not saying
editing,
it's his
yeah.
fault, but it's his fault that he's recording
Right,
live
well,
on his Instagram.
careful, because Leon's a Wiley fan.
I don't care. I listen to his music, but it's every day. He got done, didn't he, by Stormzy? Let's be honest, he got done.
Yeah.
Right? He got done. And
Yeah.
what's happened now? Chip's come in with 2 bangers, right? Chip's come in with 2
And
bangers.
Stormzy's scared.
Stormzy may be scared, but Wiley's getting on the wagon now. And I said to you the other day, every day he's like, Stormzy, you need to reply, man. You need to reply, which he does. We know that, Wiley. We know that. Right? It's been 3 days you've been telling us that now, Wiley. We know that. And now he's called for Dizzy and who else did I say?
Oh, yeah, he
Stormzy,
did say.
Dizzy. There was another one, 3 of them. So why is Dizzy and that being brought into it? I don't understand.
Hey, I don't know.
I don't understand all the beef.
Wiley, like, he's a loose cannon. So
He's
whatever he
OG.
says, no one can like predict what he's going to say. He just says what he wants.
No one knows what he's actually saying, because he's wore a mask every time he's done one of these videos. He's got a mask on, and you can just see his eyes, and he's like just
Yeah,
beefing into the
no
camera.
one knows. I don't think a lot of people take him seriously, and no one knows what he's going to say. He's just unpredictable. Like,
With them 2 tracks though, they are well rehearsed, they're well scripted, and they're
Sick
well
videos.
recorded. Like the visuals and everything. So again, most disses, but I suppose the man's got money, he's got time. He might have been planning these for.
Well, that's what I mean. Chip,
Stormzy
I feel
turned
like
up
he
at his house
thrives.
in June.
Yeah, but
June, July.
you don't. That's exactly what I'm saying. You don't know the context of that.
Yeah.
No one does. Chip's beefing him off of that, which it could be real beef. Stormzy could have pulled up. Could all be real.
Well, from what I can see from the video, apparently it's Chipmunk's manager, who lives in the same apartment block, and she's shouting Stormzy, "Why are you turning up at his house? You don't do that, Stormzy. Like, what's wrong with you?"
yeah.
So, and he said, "Tell him, call me."
Yeah.
So, like, you don't just pull up to someone's house with about 6 or 7 people.
Not unless you want to start beef.
Or play board games and frisbee. So.
But really, he shouldn't be doing that anyway. But
Could have been come around to record a tune. I mean,
They've done a couple of tunes together, didn't they?
they did back in July probably. I just hope Stormzy replies soon, and I hope it's a banger
It
because.
will be a banger. It's Stormzy. innit?
What do you think about it? Wiley beefed him, sent him a track. 2 days later, Stormzy replies. Wiley sends him another one. 2 days later, Stormzy replies. He's just wheeling them out. Stormzy had music videos. They look sick as well. Chipmunk sends for him. waiting like what week?
It's been
What
a
we
week.
cracking on? A week and a half?
With Wiley, it's easy just to say, oh, he's a 45-year-old man. Like, why is he sending for like a 20-year-old?
Why has age got to come into this? Hang on a minute.
Yeah, it hasn't, but that's what Stormzy was saying. Like,
No, well, it weren't just that. There's loads of other stuff he was saying. Come on.
and then also like Wiley's a bit outdated, so like he wouldn't necessarily do a video because when Wiley was clashing, like 20 years ago, videos didn't exist like that, and it wasn't all about the engagement and getting engagement and stuff like that online. It was just about the lyrics and the
That's
clash.
why a lot of people like Wiley are struggling in mainstream and with money coming in because they're not they're not as clued up as the youngsters on social media and stuff.
Yeah, but Wiley's last song, Bothie, sold like, it's got like, I don't know how many millions sold. It's like triple platinum.
Yeah, but when you look at his net worth,
he's not struggling with money, man.
He's not up there with Chip and that though, mate.
Mate, he's got a McLaren F1.
Yeah, but he's still not.
You know how much that car is?
Mate, you're going by what you've seen on his post. That could be hired. That car could be hired.
This is true.
It's so true.
I told you not to get into it with Leon about Wiley.
I know
Told you he loves him.
Wiley.
I'm just saying.
Wiley, #1 fan over here, mate.
It's just because I know a bit more about him than what you do.
No, mate, no. You got to believe, you know. I've got a mate, you know. I'm not going to mention his name.
I
He's
know.
got a restaurant in Biggleswade. He drives
No,
around.
Joe.
No. But he drives around. He hires them cars. You got.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the
Every
guy
other
that
week,
drives the Lambo.
Porsche, or whatever he's got. I don't even know the cars, but they're all like top range cars. If someone didn't know him and watch his social media, they'd be like, "This geezer is loaded." No, he's not. He's got a business that hires out cars. Like, but I know what you're saying. I'm not saying he ain't. Look, he's getting up his net worth and that now, isn't he? Like,
Go on, that's it.
Come on.
That's it for the
$6
fans.
million.
what's Chip saying?
I don't know that Chip.
That's what I'm comparing him to. You can't just compare one without the other. When
I
we're
thought
talking
you was just saying Wiley's
Nah,
done
he
that.
weren't.
I'm on about
weren't.
him to a young
See, look,
person.
see, Leon,
He's not listening.
because
You
you're
work for
so
here to listen.
Because you're so attached to Wiley.
I know,
mate.
I'm
attached to him.
You was taking it to heart, and then you get defense.
It's like the same as if we start slagging off Ian Beale.
3.5 mil.
What?
Chip's net worth is $3.5 million.
What's the thingies?
Hey,
And $6 million.
$6
I don't know why it's in dollars when they're UK artists. But
It's mad, isn't it?
So he's basically just proved you wrong. Fair play to Leon.
Leon's proved me wrong.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe them stats. them stats are no different to me looking at my suggested. No, we could go circles. But anyway, what the only point I was making is, and I can look at the drum and bass MCs that I used to listen to, rap, grime, garage MC, anyone, but it's the new age breed, yeah, the ones that are more susceptible with social media and know more about it, the YouTube side of things, the algorithms.
the memes.
Yeah,
The
all that.
memes.
Because you got people like X-Man, you got people like Harry Shotto, right? They are big in the game, in the drum and bass world, but they're not competing with Azza, Grimer, because they know they know how to target audiences and they know how to get the word out, or they've just been doing it from day one. Whereas them boys used to make their money from doing raves and solely making raves. X-Man used to charge, it's £1,000 a 2-hour gig. So 2 hours on a stage, MCing, like big money. And he'd do, say, 3 shows or 4 shows a night, maybe more. That ain't going on no more.
No.
The only way these people can make money is through visuals on YouTube and through other platforms and stuff. So people that were not ready for that, they're dying breeds. Wiley and that has never been that, like you say, he's never really done the music. His video against Stormzy, man, it was dead. It wasn't a video, was it? Then you see Stormzy with his cup of tea as if he's just calm, cool and collected. It's like,
Yeah, he gets it.
it was just, yeah.
But he grew up with the internet, so
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
he gets it.
That was my point, so I won that argument.
I was just pointing out some points.
It's just a discussion.
It's a debate.
Debate.
Anyway,
Yeah, Stormzy, you
current
need to reply.
affairs. Yeah,
'cause
Stormzy,
Yeah.
reply, man. You're letting us all
regardless
down.
if it's beef or not.
Otherwise, you're
real
going to have
beef
the
or
Hear
fake
to Listen
beef,
team coming at you.
I want to hear some good music.
Do you want to hear
That's
something
it.
funny? So
Go
when
on.
I first joined Here to Listen 4 years ago, my actual job role was to come in and sort of set up the Health to Mine, or help set up Health to Mine and stuff. So I wasn't really on the NCS side of things, but I did sort of dabble into it. And I remember emailing many of people's PAs, managers, whatever you want to call them. What is that what they're called?
yeah.
Stormzy's was one of them. Ed Sheeran's was another. Like
What
trying
for?
to get him to a graduation.
Shut up. Imagine Stormzy on that graduation.
I'm not even joking. I swear. And I
Instead,
was
we got Bedfordshire Mayor.
no, but I genuinely,
this
I
week?
thought, you know what? You don't know, because my mindset at the time was, I think Tiny Temper was the ambassador for NCS at the time, going back a few years, wasn't it? And I thought, because they may know that, they may think we are the NCS.
Yeah.
And there might be a chance that they might come.
You never
it
know.
Never happened. But we might be able to get one of our own artists, local known artists.
Oh, whoa.
that would be
He's not
good.
just local, mate. He's banging.
Who are you on about?
Ooh.
Samo.
See, we've got a few
Oh,
artists.
I know
that
who
have
you're
either
on about.
Worked for Hear to Listen
He's actually sick.
on NCS, or been a young person. We've got 4 people. No, you got... So Samo, he's been a graduate of NCS and he's worked for Hear2Listen for NCS. We got Ryan Finnan.
Finnan?
Making big tracks. Shout out Ryan. We got Fran DeBella. Doing big things.
Tunage on there.
He's got some big things.
Hit him up.
I've got a message on Insta from him. He is more than happy to attend and be a guest on a podcast. But also, when things do go back to normal, imagine getting someone like them, or him, or Samo, or a few of them, to do a couple of live performances at a graduation.
That'd be pretty sick.
It'd be mad.
I tried to get out. Do you remember Aaron? For G and Prince.
Yeah.
So when he first released his track, he was an NCS graduate, I think, something to do with us. I can't remember if he worked or not. But we wanted him to come on to a graduation and perform. And it was like a week away from it, but then my mum cancelled it.
Yeah, I remember that actually. His actual music, it weren't too bad to be fair, but he's not doing it anymore, is he?
He's not doing it
He's not
anymore.
committed to the cause.
He's not committed to the cause.
He's not committed to the cause.
He's a uni man, isn't he?
We're talking about local artists. A guy called Deepart. He got a whole mental health album coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And he got to like top 10 in iTunes playlist, is it, or charts, whatever.
Nice.
But it's pretty
Can I
good.
see the stats?
Huh?
What's his net worth? But no, I think we should.
We're getting him in here,
I
man.
don't know the mayor.
Yeah, do a little live lounge or whatever.
Well, we've
Yeah.
got a studio hire, haven't we? That's something we can actually shout out. If anyone is listening that
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
to use this studio, we've got a competition
green
going on.
screen
Emily,
up.
what's the competition?
Yeah,
saying?
it's on the website. Like literally an hour's free studio time. All you have to do is write your name, your email, and why you want to do it. And that doesn't even have to be a big reason. We're just going to draw it out of a hat. It's not an issue. So you get an hour's free studio time.
It could be use of podcast equipment. It
Yeah,
could just be a
whatever you
green
want.
screen room. You could have this as just a green screen room. You could have this emptied or spacious. It's your
Yeah,
hour.
it's your hour.
You can come in here and sit if you want.
Do it,
Sit and have a chat.
No, that's
yeah.
definitely something. I can't believe no one's actually sort of jumped on that straight away. But
No.
that's
It's on the website.
No, but think
We'll
about
put
it.
it up.
Comes up on your Facebook page. Chance to win podcast room. Before you've ever done this, you're going to be like, do
Well, I
I
was
really want to
thinking more
enter
people
something to join a
if you look
podcast?
at like a lot of music videos these days, they're all made in green screen.
A lot of them are, yeah.
A lot. When you see these nice,
You could
flash
easily
cars
make
and
a
stuff, you
a
could
music
make
video
an
in here.
Awesome video in
Move
here.
all this stuff out of the way.
KSI, I know he's not as big as some of the people we've been talking about, but he is massive,
Yeah,
isn't he? And I think his last one, not his last one, I don't know if it was his last, one of his last ones, Houdini, that whole thing was done in a room like this,
Yeah.
green screen. And they got Lambo or whatever it is coming across and all that stuff. What are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Jack just got me.
There's
There's a lot of competition as well. There's quite a few music studios about, isn't there?
There is,
I
but
think
this
there's
is
like
free.
2 in Hitchin and 1 in
Free
Baldock.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're music studios to record audio, to sing and that.
Yeah, this would be more
really.
about. I think this would be more about visuals to add to your track or whatever.
Yeah,
you
or a
wouldn't want to
podcast.
record a track necessarily in here,
No.
but you could do. You could do the visuals for it. You could do whatever, like those bits and pieces. Or do a podcast.
Or do a podcast, yeah.
Do a podcast.
Do a podcast.
That's
on
what it's
how
for.
bad we are at podcast. I just
You don't want to use that mic.
yeah, don't use this one. We do clean everything at the end of each episode.
yeah.
Plus, COVID only lasts like 20 minutes at room temperature, so it'll be absolutely fine.
Is it true what I see last night that they've actually retracted some of the statements they put out because apparently
What, again?
Yeah, some of them were released by mistake. They were drafts. It was all to do with how COVID can be caught airborne, right? They're now saying that it can't. Apparently, if this was on Facebook, and the reason that got plugged or something is because it was a draft. They weren't meant to put it out. Someone released it by mistake, and it was just.
They had that in the back waiting
So if it's not
to scaremonger people.
Why are we all wearing masks?
So that's what the news report said.
But so if it's not airborne, how is it then?
I don't know. That's what I
Because that many people don't catch this disease or whatever if it's not
mean. Yeah.
sort of
But no,
airborne or whatever.
this was on CNN. It was you know, Daniel uploaded it. What did he say?
5G.
I did not say that.
I wasn't even going to
No,
say
he's going to
that.
get us blocked off YouTube,
Censor.
mate.
Right, nah, one thing for the camera though, just so everyone knows that they could be listening. When we spoke about social dilemma, bearing in mind all of our viewers are from the UK and the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
After
Shout out.
that social dilemma podcast, we had instantly 2 different countries:
Yeah,
Russia and the USA.
I saw that and I did a little research on different bits and pieces. But the USA, for example, very easy to explain, dependent on
Yeah.
If you need to explain it, I don't know. Unless
Yeah.
that person, if that person's watching and they are from the US, then definitely put a comment in. Because
Otherwise,
it'd
we
be
think
great
it's the
to know.
government.
Yeah, where you from?
It'd be great to know if it's real, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But actually, so you know VPNs.
Yeah.
Do-
I
like-
know what you're saying.
So
yeah.
VPNs, if you use a VPN to get around using like public Wi-Fi, which is real common, you pay a little subscription and it gives you a portable network that you use. They are generally allocated to an address in
United
States.
Oh, really?
So then you'd be a US listener.
What
but
about the South
you're not.
African ones though? There's South
Yeah,
Africa.
I don't know
Could be
whether
the same
other
thing.
What about the Russian?
Again, if you are and
Yeah.
the Russian, if you are the Russian viewer that we have, or
Yeah,
the two, South African, we had Australia
Yeah.
was one.
That's the thing. Like, I think they may be real, and if they are, then great. And but
comment
if they're not,
if you're
Then they're the
real.
government.
then
Yeah,
it could be
come on.
or it could be anybody. It could be anybody with a VPN. I think.
I like my
I
brain's
do
telling
know
me it's the
someone,
government.
he's a brother of one of my friends
Oh, wicked.
that works in a different country, China.
China.
And so he's not allowed to go on Facebook. So what he does, he has a VPN
Yeah, there you go.
in some random country, so then he can access Facebook in China. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
illegal there.
Yeah.
Mate, you don't want to be doing that.
That's what the media tutor
R.I.P.
told us.
Yeah.
The media tutor told me a few years ago, and we bumped into Greg again. Me and Steph did last week when I was at CBC.
Greg, big bad
Shout out
Greg.
Greg. and he was saying that actually, and again, this is actually on a Black Mirror's episode, but China, or was it Japan? Sorry, I've got to get it right. I don't even know, but no, it was Japan. Japan have actually
slightly
enforced
racist.
it. So on Facebook, social media, if you're friends with someone on social media that is following or pursuing or liking things that is against their, rules and regulations, you're tarnished with that person.
Wait, is
The
this
only one-
China?
No, I
No,
think
it's
it's
Japan.
Oh, is it Japan?
I think so. Yeah.
So China, you're not allowed social media.
It won't be China.
Yeah, you're not allowed anything, mate. The way they go through their things, like you get given an ID, in China, and like that is your ID, and it like your every account that you ever make,
Yeah, but that's the way the world's moving, though.
has
That's where we're
your
all gonna be
ID.
there soon.
That's horrible, though.
Yeah, but it's all to move within technology. We are.
Plus,
You've
who
seen the
can-
film Time, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that.
I like that. I like
but
that
you've
concept.
got the time is money, is currency, everything. We're going to be in a world soon where everything is on a chip of some sort, whether it's in us or
In the
on
back of your
something that
neck.
we own. But debts, bills, and money, funds, and wealth, and I don't know, points on a license, and anything that we have to be accountable for will be on this bit of information. This,
Not me, mate.
It will.
Max, I told you, I'm part of the rebellion. I'll be living in the woods, and when everything goes to shit, you can come and join me.
Swear again.
Another edit.
That's not actually a real swear word. We had this conversation, yeah.
To be fair, Jack was the only one that got support. When we done that episode on language and that, we had one geezer comment, Ellis North. He has also.
Oh, did he comment?
He said that he fully agreed with you. Swearing is just
My
a
guy.
word. We shouldn't be frowned upon for using these words. It's how people take them. And if they choose to take it in an offensive way, it's what it is.
Yeah,
I
my
think for us,
guy.
it's, I think for
We have
us,
to be a little bit different.
it's more about the fact that we're putting it out there for young people to then use.
Yeah.
That's all we do it for, isn't it?
But yeah, no, actually, we could actually give him a proper shout out. Check out his podcast. He's actually doing really
Yeah.
well.
Are you being sarcastic?
Are you being sarcastic? He was a guest on our first ever
Yeah, Talk the
episode,
Talk.
our real episode.
Yeah,
that we
first ever one
released.
that went out. Talk the Talk.
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah. So if you have got time, we are telling people to decrease their screen time, but at the same time, make sure you watch till the end of this video, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button,
Get his
and
eyes.
do the same.
That looks
Otherwise,
serious.
me and you are going to fall out.
Nah, look, you just got to increase your phone time on something that's actually worth it. And if you think this is worth it, then good on you.
Down, now.
Is it that time?
I don't know. What is
Well,
the
how
time?
many? We've meant to do a short one.
We are
today.
an
It's
hour
not a
and
short
5
one.
minutes on recording.
Yeah,
So
that is long. We should cut it
we've
out.
been
Some
here.
bits
We've been
edited.
here to listen. Thank
Thanks
you very
for
much.
listening. Yes.
And we'll see
Until
you next time.